So welcome back to verse 1999. Kind of wanted to record this, I guess, for myself as well as for others, because these are actually like limited events, such as the story of Oliver. Maybe we do that, as well as maybe some of the Prisoner of the Cave stuff, like 6 Inside Story. I guess just for all, because I haven't actually done that. Like, I've been doing challenges, but I haven't actually been, because I've been just trying to clear them and get stuff. I keep forgetting to go back to claim those. So, all the fog, it's interesting. It's I have him actually. Maybe let's just do a quick showcasing. He's a 4-star character. It's kind of cool, just like the Sherlock Holmes aesthetic. Mad Hatter almost. He's a kid, but he like works for the Queen to help reduce pollution or something like that. Exactly not sure his story is.
You're here. Hey, maybe you can help me with my homework?
It's a really tall hat. And yeah, it's a little weird. He talks about homework, but portrait is what you get when you get doubles. And you can level up. Don't think I have him leveled up, actually.
I'm Oliver Fogg, Special Commissioner of the London Climate Management Agency. 3 hours from getting off. Okay, let's start. What a lovely day. I want to go for a walk. We couldn't have asked for better sun where I lived. You really want to go to the future? Do you think those smog factories will destroy the whole world? Rest time is also included in work time. Both office workers and British people should master the talent of looking for tea time. You're here. Hey, maybe you can help me with my homework? The last time I was in the mood for a morning walk was when all I had to do was go to school. Still vivid in my mind. Getting up is easier in the summer. In the winter, it's not easy work. Being off duty, such a wonderful resting time. Well, now let me prepare my book bag. Sometimes I think that you may need to have more rest. People with great responsibility are always absorbed by their work and neglect many other things. The fog walker's hat doesn't fit me. It's too heavy. Although my father honored it very much, it's just a job. You can't catch the fog. The only thing you can catch are things that can be caught, like catching the time to get off work. A small lad with a lot of thoughts. That's how many people think about me. But I think they're numb. It may not be a bad thing to love your job, but isn't it a good thing to love your life? The yellow daffodil is the prettiest flower. It reminds me of the glorious St. David's Day holiday. It is said that able men are always busy. Your high working efficiency may bring you harm. I really don't want to get up today. Please, just tell Alice you haven't seen me. I'm planning to write to the Queen about lowering the retirement age of some special types of work. There are people who do screw driving, juggling, tongue picking. So of course there are people dealing with the fog. People who have hands should work, either for living, for self-achieving, or other things. They had claimed that the fogs are incredibly essential to London. In that case, why didn't they put the emission reduction plan on the agenda earlier? I seldom work together with others, but this is not bad. Very well. The enemies don't seem to be in the habit of wearing gas masks. Just in time. Just as planned. Brilliant efficiency. Please, hold your breath. Umbrella and a wand. Hold your breath. Step it up, everyone. Cheer up. Just take it as a trip to London.
So he's very British, kind of matches Britain. So an Aeon pocket watch made in Geneva, Switzerland in 1852. Generations of the Fogs have relied on it to confirm the time, despite not being able to see through the fog. He would adjust the time on it weekly to ensure the time at which he got off work was always accurate. Yeah, I know that feeling. A top hat worn by the last fog walker, highly waterproof, I'd hope. At some point, it became the symbol of the fog walkers. Oliver Fogg inherited this hat after his father died. Given his age, however, it might be a bit too tall for him. Honestly, this kind of reminds me of Nadia's ship hat, or her large hat in general. Wanting a really tall top hat from Chiori, which is kind of funny. So, let's see. The gloomy rain in London never stops. In the past, the present, and the future. In ancient times, the fog brought about by rainy weather was the biggest headache for the defenders of the city. Thus, the Fog family, aka Sir Fog, which could absorb the fog, was established. They were hired by the officials of London to deal with the frequent fog in the city and restore visibility for the good of the citizens and military. Armed with their trademark black pointed umbrellas, they constantly weaved through the fog to find the location where they could work most efficiently. Over time, the family became known as the Fog Walkers. However, the Industrial Revolution changed everything. The chimneys that were constantly built and the endless smoke and dust amid the city were pushing them to the limits of their abilities. Nobody understood the dangers of these seemingly harmless rooms better than the Fogs did. They were distressed and called for help, yet their voices remained unheard. Finally, the accident happened in the winter of 1952. Wonder if that's what the story quiz is covering. So, next thing. The memory of that winter day always jumps into his mind when he recalls the past. On that day, the fog outside was so thick that it seemed on the verge of breaking the window. It was so dark that no light could be seen. London looked as if it had been swallowed by a poisonous snake, and all that everyone could see was foggy, steaming hell in its belly. Oliver's father kept coughing, as if he was going to cough his lungs out of his body. His figure, which used to stand so tall, was now bent over, and no different than a dry, withered branch. It's my, as well as our responsibility. The hand resting on Oliver's shoulder disappeared, and his father put on his top hat again. The moment he pushed the door open, the greedy fog immediately devoured that once lofty figure. Oliver picked up his potwatch, wore his bowler hat, put on his coat, and rested against his umbrella, just like that lofty figure he remembered. Now there's a new fog walker in London, but there would never be another person like his father. Well, that's odd. So close to getting the bond unlocked, guess I should warm up to use him. And then I'll find out in the quest I didn't have to do that. Would be good for him. It's an assault one. Let's do this. Oxy. I'm pretty sure the stars.
The uncovered area on my chest happens to be in the shape of an isosceles triangle. It's 37 proved it.
Can also change on. Let's see. Go back to the story then. I'm gonna use the doggy if I can. Oops, not that. Let's go to the beginning again. So I did do it, but I kind of went through it just because these don't last very long, and it takes a while to go through the story. The story of Oliver. The Prison of Fog. I can't remember when it was that I began to hate the fog. The city, forever shrouded in fog, prompts the overwrought comparison between Sisyphus' endless struggle and our own. The fog that covers this absurdity and unsightliness is likely a bell jar imprisoning a cricket. Huh, what an analogy. Beyond those invisible and tangible borders lie the jeering faces of gods. They drained every ounce of vitality from the cricket, dispatching the fog as the most faithful instrument. And so, the cricket turned its head to find this thick fog everywhere, up, down, left, right, all around, no escape in sight, no perceptible boundaries, even its cry would be lost in the fog. Huh, so is he like based off Jiminy Cricket? Moral of the tale. The cricket no one listens to in Pinocchio. That fog, as vicious as snot, flowing from a runny nose, enveloped the cricket to the point where the poor wretch couldn't even make a sound. It rubbed its wings in vain, attempting to make even the slightest noise, but the only thing that filled the air was the fog and its silent ridicule. God, this is Pinocchio. Did the cricket die? Like Pinocchio killed it in the original? Well, this cricket's not gonna have a happy end, it seems. I hope he'll be fine, though, Oliver. To this day, no one has responded to its pleas. In this thick fog, there are only silence, the silence of death. That's what it does, this fog. It invariably forces the individual to face the certainty of their own demise. Walking in this endless fog, with no end in sight, surrounded by a cage of untouchable wire, even the most furious strikes have no means of finding their target. The only thing one is allowed to feel is extreme loneliness and that deathly still. We, walking through this dense fog for the sake of our so-called vision, might possibly be the most pitiable crickets of all. How long has it been since I last saw the sun? An industrial revolution! Oh look, there's our protagonist for 10. See, she really fits like this Victorian London aesthetic. Oliver Fogg? Let's see if I can do a guy's voice. I don't know. Oh, sorry, Miss Burton. I lost myself for a moment there. What were we talking about just now? I mean, I guess I have a high-pitched voice, so I could kind of do young boys, maybe. If I pitch it a little deeper, I don't know. Not too deep.
Okay. Then.
That we hoped you would aid our cause 2 days from now. With the enemy well hidden within the fog, determining their location will be no easy feat. It looks like we'll be counting on you and your arcane skill to succeed. I feel like I should be doing a British accent, but, I would probably mangle any accents. Last time I did it, it wasn't British. The day after tomorrow. That's a holiday, isn't it?
Yes.
It is indeed. Before I offer you a response, Miss Burton, allow me to ask a question. Who is it that I proposed to join you in this operation of yours? That's a very long thing to say. I kind of want to say it for fun. And what if I were to say I was the one that chose you recommendations notwithstanding, and otherwise it was Mr. Knight, just outing him. I'm gonna do that because it's fun. He outed me. I'm not good at deception, that is true. Deception is not your strong suit. It is entirely obvious that you're covering for him. That is true.
I don't work overtime.
Understood. You know for a fact I am not the kind to work on a day off, and based on your personality, which is, shall we say, conciliatory nature, you would never have proposed such a plan. So then, the suit of armor put you up to this. Am I right? Perhaps? But why would you suspect him in the first place?
I'll get it sorted soon.
Miss Burton, I intend to direct a formal complaint towards Mr. Knight. Oh god, I'm gonna have to voice Mr. Knight. I don't know how to. You'll see why soon. Allow me to come straight to the point, Miss Burton. I would more than be willing to help you in any way, merely due